Hey guys, I just want to show you this really cool trick you can do using transient shapers. Now I've got a open hi-hat here. Let's go ahead and play it and listen to the before and after using the transient shapers. Let's go. All right, that sounds pretty cool, right? Let me go ahead and show you how I did that. So you might be thinking, well, you got an open hat, and why don't you just choose a different sample? And that's a good point. You know, you might want to just choose a different hat completely. But this is also a really great way. Let's say you're mixing for someone else. You're mixing for a client, or you've got your hat and you just want to shape it up. This is a really easy way to do it. So you'll take the Transient shaper, and this is a free one I got from the Kilohertz free plugins, and I'll put a link in the description below for this. It's a free, awesome Transient shaper. I use this all the time, and what I do, and I like it because it shows visually what you're doing. So if you check this out, if I raise the attack and put pump, it kind of has this drop off right here, and the sustain. And so anyway, what you can do is you don't have to touch the attack at all. A lot of times we think Transient shaper, we think attack, increasing the attack time without having to compress something. But in this case, we're going to be lowering the sustain. So I've got these two turned off. Let's go ahead and take a listen, and I'm going to go ahead and lower the sustain. And by the way, this track that I'm using this on is called Patterns. I just released it, and if you look in the description below, I have a little mini course where I mix and master the entire track from start to finish and include the stem files. That way you can put them in your DAW and practice alongside me. I just want to throw that out there, and I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this video. So anyway, let's go ahead and play it, and I'll lower down the sustain. So you could just do that and pull the sustain way down, but I think a more efficient way to do it, and I actually saw this on a disclosure like mixing video, and I thought it was really cool, is you can just take one and then you can just double it up, or you can even triple it up. And so if I go like this, I've got two. Let's pull them both down to about -30%. And then now let's take a listen. And you can still hear a little bit of a ring there. Let's go ahead and turn number 3 on. This might be overkill, but let's just take a listen to what it's doing. Like I said, might be overkill. I kind of like just having 2 of them on. And that works really well. And now let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna leave the 2 on like that. And I'll go ahead and turn on the bass and the instruments, the rest of the instruments. And now I'll play the track, and then we'll go back and forth. And you can hear, because the whole point of mixing, or a big part of mixing, is making sure everything, all the elements in the track have room for each other. And so if we have this long sustained hat, it might be just kind of like muddying, muddying things up a bit, and making the mix itself just not very clear. And so let's go, and I will turn this off and play with everything else, and then I'll turn it on halfway through. So here, that made a big difference there. And there might be cases where you want a long sustained hat like that, maybe in a big drop where you kind of want that, that more of that sound. But in this case, I like the shortened up, tightened hat, and it just works a lot better for this mix. Okay, so just wanted to show you that, and that's pretty much it. The last thing I want to talk about, if you're still here, is that this track that I'm using, I actually have a little mini course. I wanted to make an affordable course for anyone where I mix and master a track from start to finish. You can see when you log in, this is what it looks like. It's my track patterns, and I've got these modules here broken down in each section. That way you can systematically learn how to mix, all different instruments of your track. And then also I do the mastering at the end, and this is how I do things. And I think you'll really enjoy it. And one of the best ways to get good at mixing and mastering is by actually doing it, by practicing. That's why I give you the stem files and the original project file, which will really, really help accelerate your learning. So I hope you go check this out, and I will see you guys again next time.